6 o'clock here on your Tuesday morning. Jason and Alicia here with you to kick off the day kicking off with much better air quality outside, that's for sure.
Fresh air, literally, John. It's gone for now,
It is
at
great.
least.
You can see, I remember showing this yesterday, and it was all hazy and visibility was low. Great start this morning, 49 degrees, a little bit cooler here as temperatures falling off. We got the clear skies and a northeast wind, of course, going to cool you down. 30s to the north in Hayward and Grand Marais. We got 40s in St. Cloud. Brainerd, a little bit cool at 43. If you go with the coat this morning or a light jacket, you're going to have to shed the layers. Upper 60s, right around 70 today in Brainerd. Twin Cities, 51 to start. Getting into the low 70s, hard to beat a day like today. Now, the winds are going to be there, but for this time of the year, this is a fairly light breeze. Here's what we're going to be looking at. Smoke pushes away. We talked about that. A pleasant day today. Perfect. Rain returns on Wednesday during the late evening, and we'll be tracking that in your forecast. Cece?
Two reported crashes at 601. One in Newport, you can see crash on the ramp here, 61 northbound, 2 westbound, 494. You can see here if you're coming in from Cottage Grove or up and over from Hastings, you will run into this on your left side. So be careful of that, not slowing too many things down, but that's been the situation for maybe 15-20 minutes. Also tracking a crash in Vadnais Heights, 694 westbound, a traffic incident reported there, right between Highway 61 and then the exit ramp to get onto 35E. It looks like my camera, oh, there we go. Camera's working now, but you see it's on the left-hand side. 2 cars there, authorities are there, not impacting getting onto the ramp, but again, still something to watch out for on your right. I'll be tracking more crashes and also some construction projects this hour as well. Alicia.
Cece, thank you for that. We are following new developments in the last 6 hours on a proposal to add a controversial equal rights amendment to the state constitution.
After hours of debate, lawmakers finally left the Capitol early this morning. Michelle Beck is there live right now with new details about what happened overnight. Michelle.
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, the House adjourned just 6 hours ago after a long day of filibustering by Republicans. This means the bills they were supposed to vote on, like the ERA, got tabled. Let's talk about the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment, dividing the House. It's also dividing voters. You can see both sides protesting yesterday outside the House chamber. The bill hopes voters will ultimately decide if many of the protections in state laws should be added to the state constitution. Some don't like the bill because it would include abortion, sexual orientation, and gender expression on the list of protected rights.
This enshrines abortion in our state constitution up until the moment of birth, and it doesn't even use the word abortion in the question before the people.
Pregnancy is very clear what we're talking about. I don't think any voter will have any doubt in their mind that the amendment that they're voting on is going to be enshrining reproductive rights in the Constitution.
House Democrats will try again tomorrow to pass the ERA, and if the bill passes this year, of course, it would go over to the voters, that question on their 2026 ballot.
All right, Michelle, thanks for that breakdown. In just over 24 hours, the popular carnival at Northtown Mall in Blaine will reopen with new security measures in place. It's because of this massive brawl at the carnival that happened over the weekend. An officer was hurt and 2 teens are now facing charges. So let's check in with Audrey Russo, who is now outside the carnival site as we speak. Good morning, Audrey.
Yeah, Alicia, good morning to you. You can see behind me that there's some orange cones that are set up along the perimeter of the fair. We're told over the next 24 hours, security fencing is actually going to be going up before it reopens tomorrow. This after Saturday's fight spilled from the carnival all the way over here about 30 yards or so to the Chipotle parking lot. Now, take a look at this video. You can see the crowd starting to form. Blaine police tell us that when the fight broke out between a couple of teenagers, a whole group of 200 ended up rushing over to the area. Blaine police claim they tried to use de-escalation tactics to break things up, but they say even the 50 officers who responded ended up finding themselves in danger, getting pushed and shoved. One officer actually got hurt. They were only able to disperse the crowd when they threatened to use a chemical spray. Now, this isn't the first time that there's been a disturbance at this fair. Coming up at 5:30, we'll hear from Blaine's police chief about some of the drastic actions he's thinking of taking and how it could have a big effect on next year's event. Back to you.
You hate to see stuff like that go down. All right, Audrey Russo reporting live for us this morning. Thank you. More than 300 officers from Minnesota and surrounding states are in Washington, D.C. this morning for National Police Week. Take a look at this emotional scene from about 10 hours ago. The names of officers killed in the line of duty last year were read aloud during a candlelight vigil on the National Mall. This includes 8 officers from Minnesota and surrounding states. Our Morgan Wolf has more from our nation's capital.
The Pope County Sheriff Office told me that they fundraised a lot within the past year to help send over 50 officers to the nation's capital. This is all to pay their respects and to honor their colleague, Deputy Josh Owen, who died in the line of duty in 2023. His name was read with over 100 officers during the National Law Enforcement Officers Vigil. A truly breathtaking moment as bagpipes played and the glow of candles filled the National Mall leading up to the U.S. Capitol. Pope County Chief Deputy calling this event healing, adding that it helps to know that they're not alone. Fargo Police Department also here. Over 60 people from their department were sent to pay their respects to fallen officer Jake Wallin, who is from Minnesota. His parents feeling the love and support that they have never experienced before. All of this in an incredible show of unity for law enforcement here in Washington, D.C. National Police Week will be continuing, as will our coverage. In Washington, D.C., Morgan Wolf, KARE 11 News.
At 6:07, we're getting a live picture right now from New York City. In just a matter of hours, Michael Cohen, the one-time lawyer for former President Donald Trump, will be back on the stand testifying in Trump's criminal trial. He's expected to be cross-examined by Trump's lawyer. The defense is expected to hit Cohen on his past convictions and credibility. In court yesterday, he laid out how he paid adult film star Stormy Daniels to stay silent about an alleged affair with Donald Trump. He also testified that Trump was very concerned about the impact Daniels' story would have on voters just weeks before the 2016 election. Trump denies the affair happened and pleaded not guilty to all charges.
If you have kids in the Minneapolis Public School District, listen up here. In 12 hours, the school board will introduce proposed gender inclusion changes for the district. According to the proposal, the changes would address inequities in the school, including for students who are transgender and non-binary. Among some of the changes, parents would be able to request official name and gender changes for their child. It would also address restroom and locker room accessibility. The board will vote on the proposal next month.
This morning, you can breathe a little easier here in the Twin Cities. The air quality alert expired about 6 hours ago. Just look at how hazy the sky was yesterday because of wildfire smoke coming in from Canada. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says we could be facing another difficult year for air quality, with much of Western Canada dealing with ongoing drought conditions.
We don't think it'll be quite as bad as last year, but we could still expect, plenty of episodes of smoke throughout the summer.
Last year, the MPCA issued a record 22 air quality alerts. Their latest outlook suggests that we could see at least 7 alerts this year, which is still higher than average. Well, things are about to get a lot busier at MSP Airport. In the last 24 hours, Delta announced it's increasing its summer capacity at the airport by 6%. The airline says this uptick will make MSP Delta's second busiest hub in the U.S. Delta also says it expects to carry 3 million people during the Memorial Day holiday this year, up 5% from 2023. And hey, speaking of Memorial Day travel, AAA just released their forecast, predicting 44 million people will travel over Memorial Day weekend. That's up 4% from last year. They estimate 38 million will drive to their destinations. In Minneapolis, AAA says the worst time to be on the road will be at 8:45 in the morning on Memorial Day.